7, 8, 21, 1:31 a.m. in the morning, July 8th. Wow, what an amazing experience, an amazing sight that I just saw. Well, obviously, you know why I am up at this time of the night. It is late, middle of the night. I would normally be in bed asleep, but I had an experience. And as you know, those of you who watch my videos, as soon as I have an experience, regardless of the time, doesn't matter what time it is, I record it immediately afterwards. It's what I've been doing now since I began my channel, and something I like to do because I feel it's fresh in my mind after it happens, regardless of the time. Now, let me get right into this experience. The thing was, with this experience, I think I was a bit deeper into sleep. So there were things that I don't remember as clearly. But then there were other things that have great clarity with this experience as well. So the process of getting to this place that I went to, let's start with that. First of all, I had on storm sounds. And that was in the backdrop. But the process of me getting into this place, I don't remember as much. I don't remember the movements as much because this was, by the way, a beyond body that felt almost a bit at times like astral projection, but not really. Maybe this was the world that I went into, and that's why I felt a bit lighter. I'm not exactly sure, but this seemed mostly to me to be beyond body. That's what I'm thinking it was. What I do remember is the part of walking in darkness, and then the darkness slowly lifting, as it does with the beyond body, and suddenly I can see. There was a clear blue sky. No, not a one cloud in the sky of this place. It was a park, beautiful green grass. And at first, I don't recall, there may have been, I may have been walking in a place where there was a barrier, something I couldn't actually see the full picture of where I was at first. I remember that part because when I saw what I saw, when I saw what I saw, I was in amazement. So at first I couldn't see this. All I knew was that there was green grass around and this was a park. And as I came out of whatever area I was in and I couldn't see everything, once I came out of that area, I saw something that I have to tell you that I've never seen. And I can't I can't grasp how it's possible. I don't know how it would be possible with, again, and I've had experiences like this in parallel universes where the physical laws, it didn't seem to make sense how this, what I saw was structured. I saw a tree first. And by the way, this was a neighborhood. After when this was once I realized I came out of this place into this place. This was a neighborhood, and I saw a tree. That was the first thing I saw. At the top of the tree, which was really high. I mean, it was really, really up there. At the top of the tree, I saw a house. Now, we all know, or I'm hoping most of us know, most of you who are listening to me know what a tree house look like. If you can picture that in your mind, right? They're up at the top of the tree. They're made of wood. Perhaps other materials are used. Whatever. It's solid. There are different types of tree houses. This was a tree house, or a house that, by the way, was the size of a house, like 100% the size of a house that you would see in any neighborhood. It was shaped like a house that you would see in any neighborhood, except the house was composed completely of leaves, 100%. By the way, I looked this up. I decided to Google it on the internet just to see. I wanted to see what houses of leaves look like. So I looked it up. And while I did see houses that had leaves on top of them, but there was a structure, there was a solid structure to support the leaves, right? Like, there was wood or something like that. Guys, there was no wood. There was no solid structure. In fact, I couldn't even see branches. All I could see were leaves, all structured, formed like houses, a neighborhood of tree houses where the houses were forged of leaves completely in different colors. It was one of the most amazing things architecturally wise, structures. I've never seen anything like that before. And as I looked at it, it was so amazing to see this. It was so amazing to see these shapes that were literally the size of houses and trees. And I remember that first house that I saw, I could see a pair of legs kind of kicked up, sort of in view. I could see them through the leaves. I could see a pair of legs. They were white. I remember that. And they were crossed. And it was as if this person was lying on a hammock, like you might see on a tropical island. You know how people have hammocks. They have these things tied between trees, and you can lie down on this thing and just kind of kick back, maybe check out the ocean, the beach, whatever. This place, or this house, and this person, I couldn't see the rest of their body. All I could see was their lower legs, like their calves, and then their feet. And their feet were crossed, and they were just relaxing, whoever they were. I don't know who they were. I don't know who this person was, but he was just kicking it. Whoever he or she was, they were just chilling out. And again, what I remember there were a variety of different colors. I don't remember all the colors. I don't think it was just green. I think there were different things. Perhaps you might think of autumn and the way leaves look at that time, maybe. But yeah, I think so. I just know that the colors of these leaves were amazing. And I know that these houses didn't have anything underneath to support the leaves that were formed like houses. And I have no idea how these things were able to stay together, to remain solid. Is solid the right word? They weren't really solid, but at the same time, I just don't understand. Anyway, I remained silent as I walked, and I took in this neighborhood of tree houses, I guess, that were real houses and trees that were composed of leaves. And eventually I began to see other people. They were walking. There was one man, I don't know why he caught my attention, but I know he was looking at me. Everybody else that I saw, they weren't really paying too much attention to me. But one man he had dark hair, looked like he was in pretty good shape, big dude. And he had, I believe he had some kind of earbuds in or something like that as he was walking. Looked like he might have been like exercising. I think he might have had on gym clothes or something, and he was walking. I remember I was a far distance away from this man, and he saw me and he just looked at me. He, in a sense, I think acknowledged me very briefly, but I don't know why I thought, when I saw this man, I thought, you know what? I don't know. I think it's time to go. I don't know why I thought this. Some part of me thought that it was instinctual that I needed to go after I saw this person and after this person was looking at me. Again, I'm not sure exactly why I thought that, but that's what I thought. And at some point, my perspective changed. Now, this is where things get a little foggy because I don't remember taking to the air and starting to fly. As most of you know, these places that I go to, I believe, are more physical universes. That's another difference between the beyond body and astral projection. And I found at times I can fly in certain places, and at times I can't necessarily fly. Now, in this place, I could. Either I don't remember taking to the air, which I normally do remember that, or I was just suddenly in the air. I'm not sure. I know that my perspective changed, and suddenly I was looking down on this man. I was way, way high up in the air. And at one point, I just decided, you know what? I think I've seen enough. I'm going to go home. So I thought to myself, I want to be back in my apartment. And suddenly I was back. I opened my eyes and I was back here in my apartment. The thing that was really kind of interesting to me, I think there was more to this experience. There are things that I don't necessarily remember off the top of my head, although I tried really hard to remember all the little details. I think I will never forget the houses and the structures of this place because I've never seen anything like that. I thought it was quite interesting. But anyway, that was my experience. Thank you so much for coming on another journey with me. And until next time, take care.